Joseph Carroll, Professor of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences at the Medical College of Wisconsin. I would say there were two major factors that attracted me to this career path. The first were my mentors, who inspired me to do great work, to do important work, but to also have fun. And those were some traits in a career that appealed to me. I think the other one is always having the flexibility to do something different every day. Science changes very quickly, and that you don't get bored doing science, and so those would be the two things that have really driven me over the last 20 years now. I direct the Advanced Ocular Imaging program at the Medical College of Wisconsin, and the goal of our imaging program is to develop and disseminate novel imaging tools for the detection and management of eye disease. We utilize tools such as adaptive optics ophthalmoscopy, optical coherence tomography, and other tools that can provide high-resolution pictures of a living human retina. Currently, my research focuses on two main areas. One is trying to understand how the human fovea develops. For that, we actually use a disease model called albinism, in which the fovea doesn't develop normally. And by examining patients with albinism and looking at their genetics and certain characteristics of their retinal anatomy, we're learning a lot about how the fovea develops normally. We also use adaptive optics technology to study patients with inherited retinal degenerations in natural history studies to see how, on a single cell level, their retinas are changing as a consequence of the normal disease course. But more recently, through the NACATAC trial funded by the National Eye Institute, we're using adaptive optics as one of the secondary outcome measures to see if intervention in patients with retinitis pigmentosa, if we can detect benefits from the therapy using adaptive optics imaging, looking at changes in the rate of progression in those patients. I think the things that I need to advance my research are probably common to a lot of researchers. Funding is something that we need to be successful in advancing the field. I also think, though, perhaps unique to the type of research I do, is we need improved public-patient involvement, or what's called public-patient engagement. This is very common in the European research groups and funding agencies, but it hasn't really made its way over to the United States yet. I think when you get the buy-in and the collaboration of patient advocacy groups, it can make your research a lot easier, but also more meaningful and impactful to the patient groups that you're supposed to be helping. Oftentimes we work on things that we think are important without ever engaging with the patients who they themselves know best what is important to their own quality of life. So I do think that public-patient engagement is important. Being editor-in-chief of IOVS has been rewarding, but also a lot of work, and time has flown quite quickly. We're already starting to think about nominations for electing the new editor-in-chief in a few years. My main goals for the journal really are to remember that we are that our authors are our customers, and trying to do anything we can to improve the customer experience anytime the author interfaces with the journal. It might be as a reviewer, or it might be as submitting their own work to IOVS, and really reducing the stress associated with publishing, providing clear, direct decisions in a timely fashion, and doing our best to improve the quality of peer review that's delivered to our authors. Everything that we change in terms of the journal, big or small, really comes back to that point that the authors are the customers, and we want to give them as high quality, positive experience as we can. To be perfectly honest, my career wouldn't be where it is without ARVO. I have served on committees, formal committees, ad hoc committees, volunteered, appointed, big and small efforts, and all along the way I've worked with so many amazing individuals at a staff level within ARVO, but also individuals within the academic community who I probably wouldn't have interacted with otherwise because they do research outside of my area of expertise. And that's a valuable opportunity. I mean, the people I was able to work with early in my career were senior, established, award-winning scientists who wouldn't have been able to pick me out of a crowd. And to get some face time with them early on and ask for their advice and know that I can continue to count on them for support as I navigated my own career was really invaluable. And I really attribute that to the opportunities that ARVO provided me.